What is up, everybody? Today I want to take a minute to give you a little tip that's hopefully going to save you some of the frustration and the heartbreak that I've been through. If you like throwing big swim baits, especially glide baits, then you probably know that everything is curious about them. Lots of different fish want to get a look at them, and that's a good thing, and that's also a bad thing sometimes, because if you're like me and you live down here in Central Florida where we have so many toothy critters swimming around out there, we've got pickerel, we've got bowfin, and we've got more gar than you could shake all of the sticks at. So I've had some pretty heartbreaking moments on the water where I get a thunk and I think, oh cool, and I set the hook and then there's not a $35 bait on the end of my line anymore. So to mitigate some of that, I've tried a couple of different solutions and I think I've come up with what's going to work for me. This is not your standard wire leader, you know, with a swivel and a snap on one end and all that type of stuff. This is actually a tieable wire leader. It's nylon coated, and it's been the coolest thing that I've come across in a little while because it saved me a heck of a lot of money. And I'll show you right now the type of stuff that happens. There's one. Got one. It's got followers. No, it's a gar. Oh boy. It's not a small gar either. Oh, the wire's in his mouth. Oh, no. He took my tail though, but yeah. Dude. Wow. Wow, dude. Wow. Oh boy. That's going on the interwebs. So we want to prevent that, right? I didn't lose that bait. That bait landed in my boat, as you probably saw there at the end. But look, this is the wire leader. I don't know if you can see that. It did its job. It held up. What actually ended up happening was the line got tangled up around the hooks like this, and the leader was so short that the copoly went through the fish's mouth and the copoly got cut. The knot is actually still here. You can still see the copoly right there on the end of the leader. I don't know if you can actually see that, but this is a good thing. I know there are going to be some guys out there that say that fish are going to be line shy, that it's going to, you know, you're not going to get as many bites. That may be. The particular color that I'm using, they call it camo. It's really just brown. And for Florida, it's great because I'm fishing so many of these tannic lakes and stuff down here that even when the water is clear, it's still got that brown stain to it. So I don't know if that's helping me out because I'm still catching fish on it. I mean, they certainly want the thing. I mean, you can look at it, you can see, look at all the hook rash all over this thing. I mean, this bait's not even that old. I literally got this like, I think the end of April, and it's now the beginning of June. I've just caught that many fish on this bait. So, in order to keep catching fish on it, keep it in my tackle box until it's completely freaking destroyed, I'm going to show you how I tie this wire now. Alright, so let's talk about how much of this stuff we're going to use. Like I was saying before, my leader was a little short when I hooked that gar, so I want to make sure that I'm using enough of it. So I'm going to take off, let's say close to 1.5 feet, probably a little more than 18 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right off the spool. One thing I will say about this stuff, if you buy these small spools of it like this, it's not like spooled up tightly and secured on the thing, so you're going to have to make sure that when you go to put it back that you get it kind of together. And then you're going to use this little plastic cover. This stuff, by the way, I don't know if I said what it is. This is American Fishing Wire Surflon Micro Supreme. I know that's a mouthful. It's nylon coated stainless steel leader wire. So now to attach it to my main line is pretty simple. We've all, if you know how to tie leaders, we've all tied leaders before, and this is absolutely no different. I'm literally just going to tie a standard uni knot. We're just going to make our loop, same way we normally would. I'm going to put, I usually put like 4 hitches in it. With the wire, it's a little bit difficult to tie it if you put too many hitches in it. So we're just going to leave it at, oh, let's try that. So, okay, so there we go. I think that was 5. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention because I was talking. We're going to wet it. Same way you normally would, fluorocarbon or monofilament. We're going to wait for the camera to refocus. I'm going to try to cinch this down kind of as tight as I can get it, you know, just like you normally would. And then what I want to do is make sure when I tie this copoly that I tie it with like double the amount of hitches in it. So if I put 4 in the wire, then I'm going to put like 8 in the copoly. So I'm just going to go ahead and make my normal uni knot loop. Pass this guy through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And as per the norm, we're going to wet this. We're going to cinch this guy down. And then we're just going to pull these together, just like you normally would with a uni to uni knot. Smash them together, and they'll cinch down pretty well. So then just like you always would, make sure your tags are pulled tight before you go clipping anything. And then with this stuff, just because it's new to me and I'm pretty confident in it now, but I like to just leave a little bit of a nub sticking off from the tag when I cut this, because this is not going to be passing through my guides or anything like that. So you probably can't even see that. You can't. You totally can't. But anyway, I just leave a little tiny, I'm talking a tiny piece, a 32nd of an inch maybe, if that, sticking out from the tag, just so there's a little extra there in case it starts to pull. I don't want this coming apart, obviously, when I'm slinging a 2.5 ounce swim bait repeatedly all day long. So we're going to cut that tag. Tags are clipped, and we got a nice connecting knot. Okay, so this is where the important part comes in. When you're tying on like your snap, or even if you wanted to tie direct to a bait, you could tie this direct to a bait. The really important thing when you're cinching your knot down, we're just going to start the same way that we do, normal, uni knot. I'm going to put like 4 hitches in it, like I was saying before with the wire. It's a little difficult when you put a bunch of hitches in it to get it tied properly. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 hitches. Now, so notice that I'm not holding the snap. When you cinch this down, if you're holding the snap, it's going to kink the leader. So what I want to do is I want to pull this down. I'm going to moisten it. Pull this down and get it as tight as I can, just like I did before. And then I'm going to put my fingers in this loop, just like that, and give it a little more of a tug. Okay, so we've got it pretty tight now. It's about as tight as we're going to get it without, say, using my teeth, which you shouldn't do. You could use pliers for that. So now when I actually go to cinch this knot down, I'm going to grab the knot and I'm going to hold up above it and I'm going to slide the knot down the line like so until I get to the snap. Once I get down to the snap, then I can just pull it to tighten it the rest of the way up. Grab the tag, make sure the tag's pulled tight. Kind of difficult for me to check my work right now because I have my contacts in and I don't see that well up close with my contacts, but everything looks good. It looks like it's stacked up pretty well. And then again, I'm going to leave just a tiny little nub of that tag sticking off, just because of my still a little bit of lack of comfortability with this. I like to leave just a nub just in case it wants to try to pull a little bit. There's not, anywhere for it to go immediately. It'll have to work a little bit of a tag through there before it can pop out. And then that's completed, and we've got a nice unkinked leader, nice and straight. So there you have it. Again, the important part is when you are pulling that knot down, do not cinch it down by holding on to that snap or your bait or whatever you're tying to. Make sure that you grab onto that leader and you grab that knot between your finger and your thumb and you just slide it on down all the way. Then you can cinch it up tight and everything's good to go. So I hope that helps you maybe save a little bit of frustration that unfortunately I have suffered, and save a little bit of money that unfortunately I have lost. If you like these types of tips, please let me know by hitting that like button. Click the subscribe button so you know when I drop new tips, new reviews, stuff like that. We're even going to get some good fishing footage going here shortly, because I got some footage stocked up that I haven't done anything with yet. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate you guys sticking with me this long. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch up with you next time. Peace.